Hey buddy! In this video, let's have a look at whether or not is an active and healthy fitness lifestyle expensive, or is it just an excuse for people not to have one. So in this video, first I will break down my July expenses on my active fitness lifestyle while living in Czechia. Secondly, I will also compare the expenses to one of the months I lived in Toronto, Canada last year. Then I will briefly compare a fitness lifestyle and an average person's freestyle expenses. I will touch on some initial investments at the beginning of the fitness journey. And last but not least, I will share some tips on how to save money. Alright, so let's dive into this. Last month in July, and mind you, I was cutting and I'm still cutting right now, so it means that I spent less money than usually. And $1 equals to approximately 23 Czech crowns. So on gym membership, I spent 2070 Czech crowns, which equals to $90. On other activities, such as kickbox, I spent 1,290 Czech crowns, $56. Then on supplements such as protein powder, creatine, vitamins, minerals, and some pre-workouts, I spent around 1,300 Czech crowns, $57. On groceries, I spent 5,134 Czech crowns. But mind you, July was last month and it was the month when I moved to this new apartment. So it means that I had to invest in my kitchen stock. So I had to buy things that I would usually use for the next several months, such as oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, fish sauce, and all this kind of stuff that I in July didn't even open. So these expenses are like upfront, and I also bought a lot of stuff upfront because they were in the sale. For example, I bought 20 days worth of breakfast upfront for the next month, which was August now. And then I also bought like 12 cans of tuna, which I will be eating in the next 3 months. I also bought some frozen stuff like shrimps, and I haven't even opened it this month. So I bought a lot of stuff up front. So if I had to deduct this amount, because technically I didn't eat it, then the stock up front was worth around 2,000 Czech crowns, equals to 3,134 Czech crowns. But also I had some lunch and dinner at my parents'. So I would estimate my grocery expenses in July about 3,400 Czech crowns, which equals to $147. And yes, I'm surprised because it's pretty low, right? As I said before, I was cutting, so it means that I ate around 16% less than my maintenance. And because I want to give you an overall picture of how much I spend on my eating and on my food in general, I need to also share how much did I spend on restaurants. Because if someone eats a lot of stuff in restaurants and they order a lot of takeouts, then naturally their groceries expenses will be lower. But my restaurant expenses in July was $465, which equals to $20, and I was eating out just twice, and both times it was trying new pastries and in cafes with my friend. So I didn't really eat, I didn't have lunch or dinner or a main meal. Last month in restaurants, I spent around 1,509 crowns on my kickboxing gear. So as you can see, I spent some money on my fitness lifestyle, but I also had another sport, which was kickbox. If I have to ignore the kickbox part, then my fitness only lifestyle part cost me around 6,770 Czech crowns, and this is not including the restaurants, which was like around 500 Czech crowns. And it means that it would be $294. If I have to include the kickbox part as well, it would make my active lifestyle be 9,569 Czech crowns, which is 416 US dollars. And of course, I didn't have any spendings on alcohol or smoking and so on. I also have some expenses that I spent while living in Canada, in Toronto, and I have chosen a month that I ate the same amount of calories. So it was either August or December, so I made an average expense of these 2 months. 1 Canadian dollars equals to 17 Czech crowns. So I spent on the gym membership from 90 to 100 Canadian dollars. On supplements, I spent 40 Canadian dollars. And mind you, in Canada, the only thing that I bought as a supplement was creatine and some pre-workout, because in Canada they have this delicious milk that is high in protein with vanilla flavor, and I love it so much that I just didn't have to buy any other additional protein powder, because the diet itself was so high in protein and I also enjoyed the milk so much. That is probably something that I kind of miss. On groceries, I spent $340 to $380, and on restaurants, I spent $240 to $274. In Canada, I did spend on mains such as lunch or dinner, because I absolutely love this spicy beef noodle soup of this one particular Vietnamese restaurant. Like, I am addicted to this place. The total spending in Canada, not including restaurants, because we are comparing the same things as the expenses that I had last month in Czechia. So the total expenses was 470 to 520 Canadian dollars, which equals to 7,990 to 8,840 Czech crowns. And of course, everyone's expenses are completely different. So in my case, I was cutting and I ate around 16% less than my maintenance. Maintenance is the phase where I would eat and I would not gain weight or lose weight. Okay, and it's pretty funny, but the amount of calories you eat, it reflects on your spendings, because logically, the more you eat, the more you spend. The less you eat, the less you spend. If I was eating at my maintenance, my expense would be probably around 4,000 Czech crowns. If I was bulking, it would be around 5,000 Czech crowns or even more. Yeah, and also keep in mind, I'm a girl. And my expenses are certainly lower than a gym bro who is almost double my size. So basically, the fitness lifestyle is not as expensive as most people think. Groceries are essentials and you have to buy them regardless of your lifestyle. It's actually all about making conscious and healthy choices from a lot of easy, distracting, and tempting offers that there are in the market nowadays. So basically, on top of the essential life needs of an average person, in this fitness lifestyle, you pay for an additional gym membership and maybe some supplements. But even these supplements are not mandatory, they are just optional. People often assume that this lifestyle is expensive, but instead of spending money on alcohol and tobacco, and these two things especially are very expensive, also depending on an individual's level of addiction, or instead of spending money on a bunch of snacks every day, on restaurants, takeouts, or on useless supplements that promise you the best and the fastest results, such as fat burners or other insane crazy stuff that like average people don't understand, but they still buy it because they think that it will make their fitness journey easier. They think that that is the shortcut. Instead of spending all this money on these nonsense stuff, you just need to invest in the most basic and simple thing that matters the most in your health and life, which is a wide range of food to prepare healthy, optimal and balanced home-cooked meals that will provide you with the nutritious fuel for your body. Invest in the supplements that are actually helpful, such as protein powder, to reach your daily protein goal more easily. And I would recommend to have just 1 serving of protein powder a day and just focus on the whole unprocessed foods that are high in protein, such as meat or dairy products. Even better if you can skip the protein powder and you will consume everything just from the natural sources. That would be amazing if your diet would be high in protein and from these natural sources. Invest in creatine, which is an absolutely amazing supplement for your performance and energy. This supplement has the most scientific proven research on its results and effectiveness, so you can certainly believe and trust these smart folks. Then also invest in your gym membership. Gym membership is actually really cheap depending on how often you use the gym. So personally, I use the gym 4 to 5 times a week, and each time 2 hours. So it would cost me each day around 115 Czech crowns, or if I break it down in hours, it is just around 65 Czech crowns per hour in the gym. It is almost my second home, to be honest. Alright, that's all for the first part of the fitness expenses. I do have a second part of this video where I talk about the initial investments at the beginning of your fitness journey, and I share my personal tips on how to save money both at the beginning and in your overall fitness journey. Let me know how much do you personally spend on your lifestyle and where do you live in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!